NCRP Productions presents Unhallowed Metropolis, Secrets in the Sands, Episode 44. A quick note and apology from the staff at NCRP Productions about this episode. We are still learning the equipment that we have before us, and we had a technical glitch that created a buzzing sound throughout almost the entire episode for Episode 44. We apologize, clarity is important to us, and we really have no way to fix it that we are aware of at this time. We hope you will still enjoy episode 44 of Secrets in the Sands. Welcome back to Unhallowed Metropolis, Secrets in the Sands. This is Barry, your Game Master. I'm going to have everyone introduce themselves, and we'll start.
Hey everybody, it's Pedro. I play Dr. Desmond Wright, the Doctor.
Hi, it's Sequoia, and I'm running Frankie the Undertaker.
Hello everyone, my name is Ty, I'm running Ray Callahan, and I'm a pugilist.
Hello, I'm Michael. I'm playing Dr. Everett, Wolfe, the Doctor specializing in alchemy and chemistry.
This is Matt. I'm playing Aiden Samir Carter, the antiquarian that specializes in antiquities.
Alright, we're 3 for 2.
Hi, I'm Jill, and I'm playing Raya the Mourner.
Alright, so last episode we had two groups. We'll start with the group that went into the actual ruins. You guys are looking for any number of things. Hopefully, in the end, what you guys are looking to find is some kind of connection to what Dr. Wright mainly was sent here for. The rest of the group has been pulled in on this, but Dr. Wright was sent here by Aaron Peter Grayling III to see if he could find something. The insinuation was device that was going to be able to destroy animals. That's the way he viewed it. Dr. Wright has the group together, although I will not say by any means that he is the leader of the group. The group kind of built up around him. The group has come here with the hopes to find possibly this device. There is some suggestion that it might be an Ark of the Covenant type thing, a la Raiders of the Lost Ark, where it's something that shines a light and destroys stuff. There is also a possibility that it is a magic spell or something else. You are supposed to be going to a couple different places in hopes of finding that information. The Temple of Karnak, the largest temple complex, as far as I know, in the world. But in ruins, of course. You guys are also potentially going to the city of Luxor and the Valley of the Kings. What you're hoping to find there is the Tomb of Ai. You don't necessarily have a whole lot of information on why Grayling sent you after him, but Ai was the person who followed Tutankhamun in the line of succession in the dynasty that Akhenaten was in. We went Akhenaten, the heretic pharaoh, followed by his son, Tutankhamun, who we in the real world know because of that amazing find. Tutankhamun dies very early. He is followed by Ai, who was his vizier and married Tutankhamun's. I'm going to apologize and say I've forgotten exactly who, but I believe it is his sister, but it may have been his mother, but I'm pretty sure it's his sister. And then when Ai passes, and it appears to be, again, some weird circumstances, the final person in the dynasty is Horemheb, who was one of the generals and had no direct tie to the throne other than there's a lot of suggestion from history that he may well have been the individual who talked Tutankhamun into leaving the city of Akhenaten and bringing the story, or bringing the monotheistic religion back to a polytheistic religion. Skoya, you look like you have a question.
Did you say vizier?
Vizier.
Vizier. What's a vizier?
So the vizier, we have a lot of different ideas, but the vizier was basically kind of the smart man. I mean, there's always insinuation
like
that
an
he was
advisor?
also an advisor. There's always the insinuation that he might have been a sorcerer or something like that. But the vizier tended to be the strongest counsel for the king or the pharaoh. Somebody that he leaned on for information. The vizier again, that we suggest that he generally was older, so he had wisdom, he had knowledge. Oftentimes, the vizier would be a constant person if he wasn't beheaded in the process, from king to son to son to son.
Okay.
So kind of like Alfred for Batman.
There you go. Exactly.
Or like Gaius for the Young Dragons. Okay, cool. Thank
All
you.
right. The last place that you guys were supposed to go is actually where you are now, which is the actual city of Aaaaaand. City of Aaaaaand, the area it was found today in was an area that is currently in modern times called Amarna, so we call it the Amarna area. But in the times when it was built in a swamp. So much of what we have has disappeared because everything sinks in a swamp. Your group is there. That group currently includes Billings and Mei Ling, Ray, Frankie, Raya, and Aiden, who are all under the main housing unit, the Royal Palace. You are under the sleeping quarters for the Royal Palace. You are all effectively in a hole where you have found a number of skeletons that appear to have some kind of damage to the chest around the sternum area. And in this hole, you found a large area that has a number of...
Did they all have damage to the sternum, or just the one that we looked at?
Only one does not.
Oh, I missed that. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
As you guys made your way around, you found out that they all do.
Okay.
There are a number of alcoves that may or may not have been spaces where they were going to eventually bury their dead. And Aiden has found on the far wall a large collection of writings in hieroglyphs that he is currently working on. Outside of that hole in the ground, we have Ra and Bess, the Bedouins that have been with you guys since the canyon incident. They are riding with you to keep you on the straight and narrow, show you where they've been able to go, and potentially introduce you to other Bedouin tribes, at least bring you into the areas where you might meet them. Whether they'll be friendly or not, you don't know. Also outside is Dr. Wright, who has stepped... Yes, Dr. Wright?
I need a clarification on where I'm at. Am I in a ruin to where the sky is above me, or are we in something?
Nope. The others are below ground.
I know where they are.
Everybody else, which is you, Ra, and Bess, are in ruins.
Oh.
And the ruins that you're seeing go for 6 miles or more in a straight line.
So what I'm getting at is, am I in a ruin to where there's just pieces of walls and nothing above me?
Correct.
Okay. That's
There
what I
are
need.
no ceilings as far as the eye can see. There are few walls, and no walls are intact, and few walls are over 3 foot in height. The city was basically destroyed when they left. At one point, history says that Horemheb came back and endeavored to remove the false pharaoh, Akhenaten, from the history books by erasing his name and destroying his monuments. So that's what you're looking at, is these small pieces of wall. And if I remember correctly, you too found a number of hieroglyphs.
Yeah, but I'm not. Nothing has come from them, correct?
Not yet. So,
Okay.
amongst that group, we have what's going on there. The other group is getting water. You have Zosser, who was kicked by one of the camels a couple of days ago. No, it would have been 1 day ago. Was kicked by one of the camels, breaking a number of ribs and cracking a fourth one. He is currently in the tent that you guys have at the edge of the city. I'll also remind you that Aiden has a prayer candle that has yet to go out. The idea with the prayer candle is you are invited to go into the city by the spirits. This is what Aiden's told you. You're invited to go into the city under safe passage as long as the candle does not go out. Away from this group, when you dealt with the situation on the way here, you lost 2 camels. And amidst those, one was a riding beast, but one was a beast that had quite a bit of your equipment, including more water. So you've been running short of water. The group, which is Dr. Wolfe, Cal, Marood, and the other Bedouin that knows this area, theoretically, he and Zosser came with you for that reason. Abrax, you've gone into the small cut to pull water out. when you came in, Maru zipped out the far end for no reason that you could figure, and Dr. Wolfe and Cal had a discussion that was interrupted with Maru riding back down in saying, "Mount up, we ride." So we will start there. Dr. Wolfe, Cal looks at you and says, "Mount up as fast as you can," and immediately starts hollering in Egyptian to Abrax. You're guessing with the words that Cal is telling him also to mount up. As you look around, he is bringing his camel out of the small cave that you guys had stayed in and throwing as fast as he can water bottles, or they're not water bottles,
skins,
water skins into the packs. One of the issues that you have is we're heading into the heat of the day for you guys, and you were supposed to wait here until that heat started to relax. So you will be riding in that heat. Go ahead and give me a coordination roll to mount up.
Okay. I'm going to use one of my rerolls, because that was a 2 and a 1.
You could give them more time to escape if you just lay there and shoot away.
There we go. Perfect. That is a 13.
Okay, so with a 13, it's not by any means graceful, but you get in. As you get 1 foot in and you're starting to climb up, that's when you get to see Marood. Marood is pulling a camel behind him. The camel is keeping pace with him, but that camel does have supplies on it. At a quick glance, there's something wrong with the saddle and the supplies, but you're not certain what it is unless you want to stop and look. He's saying ride.
Not right now. I definitely want to look at it later, but right now we got to ride.
So the group rides out. It's a little bit ragtag until you get up and out of the small stream canyon, and now you are riding straight. Cal is riding next to you and says, "Doctor, if you got the ability to push, kick, and lean forward, put your head next to the camel's neck. Do not allow its head to buck back into you. Stay low, reduce wind draw, and let's move."
All right. So Wolf's going to follow those instructions. And
Does Wolfe look back?
He will take one look back.
All right. So go ahead and give me 2 things. I'm going to have you roll me at -3 coordination to stay on the camel as you look back.
Oh, now you're a pillar of salt.
Finally! Sorry, let me make my...
Camel wife.
I had a few ways that it's okay to die. One of them is pillar assault.
-3 plus that. So that cancels that out. So that is a 14.
Wow, that is exactly what you need, so you stay on. As you look back, you would believe that what you are seeing are a number of lions. They look like lions to you. Female, not male, no mane, sleek fur. They're not outsized. They're not ravening beasts with red eyes. They look like actual lions. But they are starting to catch up. And the camels must have smelled something, because as soon as you kind of focus and turn back, yours makes some weird snort, bucks sideways a little bit, and picks up speed.
Okay. Wolf's like, first of all, lions? This is like, I've only seen these things in the zoo.
Exactly. And even then, only the 2 that are left in the London Zoo. Now, if I remember correctly, Wolfe was not in the park when you guys went to the fighting ring, right?
Correct.
So that is the only time you've seen it, are the 2, and those are sadly very pathetic animals.
Yeah.
Not because lions are pathetic, but because the zoo just doesn't have the ability to keep them in any good way, and there's no sun in the zoo in London.
What?
So the other role I need you to do is, now as you turn back forward, is to hold on going forward again. Coordination normal.
So that is...
Lions? Nice. That's terrible.
that is 16.
All right, 16. So you are riding. You are holding strong. The wind is smacking at you. That grit is causing you troubles because you really don't have a way to keep it from your eyes. You have the cloth mask, which is giving you some benefit over what the standard London-style metal and rubber mask would do.
Yeah, and the bandages only protect so much. They're not protecting my eyes.
Exactly. So you are pounding hard At one point, Marood's camel, with the camel he is pulling, you do see him veer out of your vision. Would you follow him as far as eyesight or continue focus forward?
As far as I can tell at this moment, I continue focus forward because.
So focus forward, as long as you are 100% focused forward, and what you're getting to focus on is the camel that is ridden by Abrax.
Mm-hmm.
As you focus forward, you will have a coordination roll that is normal. Anytime you look anywhere else, that will be a -3.
Okay.
So Cal yells something. Go ahead and give me a whiz perception roll.
That is 10.
So you are fairly certain what Cal said is veer right.
Okay.
You may choose what you wish to do or how you wish to react.
We also have chips. Don't forget about those.
Please use
Michael.
chips.
Okay. You know what? Well, I've already taken this roll. Unless you're fine with me re-rolling that, but
It's up to you.
I'll use a chip just to.
Yes, we don't want to use that lions today.
Okay, that's a lot better. That is a 14.
14. So what Cal said was veer now.
Okay.
And so as you look up, Cal is not veering to the right. Cal is veering to the left. And as you veer with Cal, you will notice that Abrax is not veering. Abrax is still going straight. And you just catch a bare glimpse of Marood, and Marood appears to be going completely a different way from where you're at, still pulling that camel. So you stay in close to Cal. Your camel seems to stay close to Cal's camel if you don't push it in any direction.
Right.
What I now need to have you do is make a willpower roll.
Mm-hmm.
As the heat and the wind start sapping your strength, and we've got the terror starting to well up.
That is 16.
Okay. So 16, you hold it in gear. I want you to give me the roll for stress, the one that potentially pushes you over.
Gotcha.
Lions throats.
just a normal Tuesday for Dr. Wolfe here at this point. Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. Cal hollers back again. Go ahead and give me a whiz perception.
That is a 13.
So Cal yells, ride straight, and then veers off.
Okay.
What do you do?
I'm gonna ride straight as
Very
I'm.
good. All right. So you now ride for about another 10 minutes. You feel like you should be sweating. By the way, what was the roll to maintain? Success?
Oh, it was a success, yes.
All right. You feel like you should be sweating.
Right.
As you're starting to breathe heavier, you can feel like you're starting to build up moisture on the inside of your mask. Normally, that sweat would help you. You don't think you are sweating. Just one more problem for the odd things that are happening. And your breathing is starting to get a little more haggard because that moisture is starting to go, your lungs are starting to pull back on you and seize. You have an option. You can continue riding at full pace, which will just keep you going straight, or you can do something else. It is your choice. Water, a small drink of water, would help immensely, you think.
Yes, I'm going to. I'm going to try. I'm trying to maintain the camel moving and try to see if I can reach like my
To the
own
back.
legs
So
and-
go ahead and give me a coordination roll at -1. You're not looking away. I'm assuming you're just
Yeah.
reaching for it.
Yeah. So that is 12 total.
All right. So you cannot, without looking, you cannot seem to find where the bag is.
Yeah.
And
So I do
it's
have.
not asphyxiation, but it is that closed throat. It's getting bad, and you really do want that drink of water.
Yeah. So I am definitely going to look
All
back
right.
for it then.
So as you look back, I'm going to have you make another coordination roll at -3. As you look back, you will see at the far distance of your range looking, and you're going to tell me if you're going to want to see more. There is something leaping, you guess the lion, onto a camel. You think Abrax just went down. I will only let you know more if you want to continue watching.
Yes, I'm going to want to continue watching now that I see
Okay,
that.
subtract 2 more from your total roll.
Okay, so that gives me my total coordination of 12. At the
Okay.
end of that.
So at this point, you are able to grab the water, but you slide out of the camel seat to where you are now held on by your right leg.
Ah.
What you see is what you thought you saw. Abrax was taken down by one of the, again, assuming they are lions, one of the lions. The camel is currently running off. You do see Marud streaking that way and 2 other lions coming. At present, you have not veered your camel at all. So, question 1, do you allow the camel to maintain speed and continue in the line it's going?
Well, I need to get back onto.
Yes.
Onto
Are
it.
you doing anything specifically to the camel to change that situation?
Well, me, I'm trying to like grab and
Yep.
trying to pull myself back on.
Yes,
That's what
but
I'm
again,
trying.
I'll ask: Are you purposefully trying to do anything to get the camel to change direction, slow down, speed up, turn, anything like that? Are you doing anything to try and get the camel to do that? I know what you're doing for you.
The problem is if I try to speed it up, it's going to make me difficult to try and
Uh-huh.
get up here. Right now, I'm not going to try to veer anything. I need it to keep going
You're
straight.
just
so I can
trying
get...
to let it do what it does. So
Let it
go
do what
ahead
it
and give me
does.
a roll
Mhm.
at -3.
Okay.
This is coordination to get yourself back and right it in the seat.
That is 12.
That will not get you there if you stay with that roll.
One more chip. Let's go.
They're there for a reason.
Not going to make it.
Ooh.
So, yeah, and I'm going to hold on to some of those chips in case
All
something
right.
more dire happens.
So-
In case a lion jumps on you.
Yeah, you know.
Two options. You will get to choose which, because it would be you choosing which one to grab. You slip from the saddle.
Okay.
You can either stay on the camel, losing the water bottle or the water skin, or you can hold on to the water skin and potentially come off the camel. And I say potentially because that's not a guarantee. But if
Well,
you
here's
hold
the
on
thing.
for sure, you will definitely lose the water skin.
Well, here's the thing. I do have the iron grip
Yep.
feature, which means I can't lose hold of anything I'm holding on to.
I got you. But what it is you may not be able to hold on to it to keep yourself on.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
You're not getting struck by something and losing.
It's that, oh, if I don't let go of this,
Yes.
I'm going to lose my grip. here.
Potentially lose your grip. So.
Let's,
And again, so the 2 options, I'll tell you again, are hold on, guaranteed, and lose the water bottle, or endeavor to hold on to the water bottle and potentially lose the saddle.
I decided to run a random roll to just give that an urgency sort of thing. It's just instinct. He lets go to grab on.
All right, so the water skin is gone.
Mhm.
You have no water skin left for your camel,
Yeah.
but you are able to hold on and right yourself.
Yeah.
At this point, the camel is still going straight, and where you're looking straight, nobody is in your line of sight.
Shit. Okay, I need to start looking around to see where the heck they
All
went.
right. So at this point, now that you have to struggle to look, I'm going to have you subtract 4 from your coordination roll.
Okay.
But you are holding yourself tight. You've slipped enough times that you're endeavoring to maintain and not thrust around looking.
That is 13.
So with a 13, you are looking around. You are able to take a look and notice that where Marud went streaking in, which is exactly what you thought it was, he has grabbed Abrex from the ground and now has Abrex moving from his camel to the pack camel.
Mhm.
They are running at one direction. The quick look the other way to notice where Cal is, and Cal is basically cutting the line between the backside of you and where they are to go catch up with them. At this point, what it looks to you like is they're all going a different way than you are.
Yeah.
And as you look back, you notice that your camel, because of what was in front of you, your camel has veered.
Okay. Then I'm going to try to direct it to where the rest are going.
So you're going to now try and turn it to where you believe they are. Go ahead and give me a roll at -2.
That is a 9.
That also will not make it. Are you going to maintain that?
How many chips we have? We have 3. I don't want to just use the whole pool at this point. But...
Do it.
Michael,
Make
you're
us
gonna
suffer.
get eaten by the lion.
Yes,
Also-
but what if that's what I need in order to get myself out of my funk?
And then instead of a normal, werewolf kind of throw, if you're a lion throw.
There we go. That's the
I
spirit.
think you getting eaten by a lion would be really bad, and you should spend a chip.
Yeah.
Dude,
I'll do one more chip then.
be the apex apex predator. Hop off of that roll and then stand your ground.
That's why. That's a lot better.
I
You
like
said
that
that's a
Michael-
-2.
-2.
Makes the Jeopardy noise while he's rolling to himself.
16.
So 16, you got your camel in line, beelining to where they appear to be, except that what you realize is Cal is not making that cross. It was a trick of the way you look. Cal is now coming straight to where you're going to beeline into Cal. Cal is moving away from the other two who are riding in a different direction. Go ahead and give me, and I'm going to have it be an intelligence roll. You're going to try and think in your head, now, to my knowledge, you don't have some skill that directional sense or that type of thing where you always know where you are. So go ahead and give me, and just a straight intelligence roll, some indication of where you are based on things that you can see around that you've seen on the ride here and back. Well, actually, back and here and back.
After all the minuses and everything like that, because I do all the minus, that's a 15.
15 will definitely tell you that you are heading presently, as you turn back, you are heading in the direction you believe takes you where you want to go. Okay? But you are now starting to get really bad as far as breathing.
Mm-hmm.
If you lay down low, you can reduce the amount of stuff hitting your eyes. So you will lose the ability to direct the camel by sight, but it will at least put you to the point where you can start breathing and not have the pelting because the camel is taking the thrust of that.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
All right, so you go down. It's not like you can't see, but you're not having as much ease in directing the camel because you are down straight. A couple of times, your camel gets extremely close to Cal's, and Cal's yelling, "Doctor, focus, focus." Let's see if Cal notices. Nope, Cal doesn't notice. As Cal is pulling away slowly, one step for every 12 you're taking, Cal's yelling back, "Doctor, you need to pick up speed."
He's going to try his best, but
All right.
it's not
So
doing
go
well.
ahead and give me a coordination roll to push forward. Just a standard coordination roll.
17.
And now give me a willpower roll at -2.
Okay. Ooh. Double 1.
Double 1. All right. At this point, you are starting to black out. You know what you're dealing with is some form of asphyxiation combined with dehydration. You're not sure. I mean, your head, of course, is always working. That's the way you are. As an alchemist, you're always thinking things. And it does not make sense. You shouldn't be having these problems. But at that point, most of your world goes black. The group back inside and underground under the royal bedchambers. So, Aiden, you've gone ahead and finished doing the write-down of all the pieces that you can see. You take rubbings of the other ones. Billings and Mei-Ling and Frankie, you guys have looked in all the alcoves. Mei-Ling is going to ask you, so, Frankie, what are we looking for?
Well, it's possible that they just threw these dudes down under the floor, but I wonder if there's like another way to get into this chamber.
That's an interesting thought. Billings says, well, like through a secret door?
Yeah, like a secret tunnel, perhaps.
Ooh. And so Billings will go and grab the first thing that he sees, which you realize is a leg bone.
That's
Picks it up, because we are mostly in the dark, and starts tapping, which will annoy everyone down here pretty damn quick, along the wall, which is a stone wall.
And I'll lean over to Mei-Ling and I'll ask, does he know he's got a part of a person?
I don't know. I can't imagine there would be much trouble with it. It's probably been down here 1,000 or more years.
I'll use my axe and start going the opposite direction.
All right, and you're like, clang, clang.
Yeah.
Clang. All right, so as you guys make your way around, it's probably getting obnoxious in here for anybody that's not the one that's either clicking or tapping. As you make your way around, Frankie, you don't think there is any other way in. Okay. Billings has made it through. Ray, what do you do besides starting to get annoyed?
So do you really think that the only entrance in this place is that little hole?
No, I think there's probably another one here.
Why would it be down beneath all this sand?
It could be. It could be one of these alcoves, or it could be a wall. I know one thing's for sure. Banging on everything with an axe and leg does not help.
Okay, well, what would help?
Just going around feeling for drafts.
The Billings isn't stopping.
I've been doing that. I didn't. I found closets.
And you know this to be alcoves.
Okay. You mean the alcoves?
Potato.
All right. Yeah, I would. Here's some matches. Light one. See if anything blows it out. That's a good
Okay.
way to check.
And I will very carefully walk my match around the corners.
Aiden, in other ruins that you've been in, where are the doors or passageways usually?
It's usually pretty simple. Like, what's the word I'm looking for? The layout is usually very symmetrical. So, like, if there's going to be a door, it'll be in the middle of the wall, usually not over. Of course, there's an exception to the rule, but...
Have you tried Mailing's torch that she engineered for you?
Nope. Nothing.
Yeah, nothing with the torch yet. Though I did find something interesting over here.
What did you find?
Looks like writings. I'm still in the process of translating them. There's some marks that look... I'm not familiar with them. They're probably a common symbol. It's just the way they did that symbol in the city.
So eventually, the ticking from Billings will quit.
Billings, so help me if you do not stop it with that leg bone, it's going to end up somewhere very uncomfortable.
And Mailing says, Arthur, would you come attend me, please? Frankie, you will not find anything that changes that except for when you cross through the middle, there is some level of wind coming from the top, which is possible, but odd.
If I really sit and focus,
Mm-hmm.
is it flowing in a direction?
It appears to be flowing from the top and down, and with perception.
Yeah. 16?
To that alcove.
I go to it and I bash it with my axe.
To hell with Antiquities! Wham! All right, so everybody's going to hear this as axe. Now, this is the headsman's axe?
Yeah.
Okay, as axe meets stone. Go ahead and give me...
In the name of Raw, what the hell was that?
So go ahead
I
and
do
give
believe
me
Frankie
your
just
roll.
hit a wall with his axe.
I believe we are going to have you use it as...
For the record, it wasn't me that broke
Okay.
it this time.
19.
So 19, you're going to be adding 1 point to the total. I need you to do your standard damage, which is 2d10, plus the damage for the headsman's axe as well.
Okay. Plus what?
Plus the damage for the headsman's axe, plus
No.
1.
Yeah, plus 1.
I don't know what the axe does, but...
My vitality. And
Oh, and I forgot, vitality as well, yes.
23.
So 23, as you complain out, Aiden, about what the hell's going on, Frankie, you break through the main stone that was there. As it splits, you'll notice that there is a notch hole where the stone looks like instead of being carved, it was placed.
Cool. I'll push there specifically.
Okay. So with a little bit of back and forth, you can actually break out around it.
Cool.
So you're hearing this. Billings will come over and say, "My word, what is in there?"
Secret tunnel.
And Mei Ling, anyone looking in that direction is going to notice the orange light click on. And Mei Ling is going to turn it on, look in, turn it, and it turns away, crossing across your eyes. What are you doing?
Hold it steady, Mealing. What is it?
And she goes, no, you need to back away.
Okay, now defensive.
Okay.
And I will take a couple steps back and be ready for what?
So Mei Ling, when that light shines in your direction again, you're guessing that Mei Ling may easily be 10 feet back, and you do not hear Billings breathing around you, so he may have moved back as well. And where you have pushed out, there is black movement moving out in all directions, coming out of the alcove in your direction.
Oh.
We should go up the rope.
What do you mean we should go up the... What? Oh, this is why I'm not supposed to break things, huh?
Exactly. So I'm going to move over to.
So as you turn the lantern there, you will notice Mei Ling's weird orange light is shining there. The wall has black movement around it. You are assuming scarab beetles. That would be your only guess besides snakes, and snakes don't tend to stick to walls.
I want to turn and basically usher Mei Ling back to the rope and shove her up it.
All right. Well, she's moving there. If you turn around and basically reset the axe, you can shove them up and out. Even at 5'3", they're going to go out faster by you lifting and throwing. So Mei Ling is out. Billings is out. What is Raya doing? You are down by Aiden at the far side.
Everybody get out of the room.
I will be climbing the rope to get out.
And I'll
Get into the rope.
All right. So the two of you run back. Aiden, what are you doing?
Is there any commotion that I would hear?
Not yet.
Do I have do I have the wall written down?
You have a good portion of it. Almost all of it.
Okay. I'm going to start making. I'm going to make for the hole.
As well?
Yeah.
All right. So, Ray, you get there in time to help Frankie, who's not having troubles, but going up the rope. You make it in time to basically shove Frankie just up and out. Now, for where you are standing, Aiden is following Raya, who is coming towards you. Give me a wits perception roll, because the light has changed in here. It's currently flick, 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 flick.
Well, that's excessively high for what I needed. 21.
All right, and as you look towards the wall, that black movement is now on the floor, coming out in two patterns. One line is coming to you. One line is going in the direction of where Aiden and Raya are coming.
Okay. I'm just going to kind of hope that Raya knows what I'm doing as she's running towards me. I'm going to interlock my fingers. I'm going to stand right underneath the hole.
Very good. So go ahead and you give me a vitality roll. Raya, are you going to do anything as far as with Aiden or Ray, or are you just going to go out?
When I see what he's doing, I'm going to definitely
Step in and go out?
Step in and go
So
out.
I would like you, if you have acrobatics, I'll let you roll that. Otherwise, I need a coordination roll.
And up on the top, I'd like to be ready to try to close the thing back now.
Gotcha. Okay, so you'll move around. Ra and Bess are both looking at you odd as you move around, and you're looking to
Let me get to
stop.
my Egyptian words.
All right.
I'll say,
Can I do coordination anyways because it's higher than my acrobatics?
No. Acrobatics would. Oh, I see what you're saying. You can add acrobatics to it.
Thank you.
I'll say move, and I'll gesture for them to come over to me.
Okay, and they will come to you.
And then, wait. And then I don't have word. I'll just go like this. Wait. hold
16.
16, and they're looking at you. 16, it's pretty graceful. For those of you up top, Raya just comes head first, just out on nearly a step, and just steps to the side. So at this point, Aiden is running up.
Mhm.
Ray, that black line is getting much closer to you. If you wait for Aiden, you think the black line is going to get to you.
Well, that's my job, so.
All right, so you stand fast or do something.
I stand fast.
All right.
Do I see that?
So Aiden, as you're coming in, you got the lantern in, out, and you see that you're running towards a line of black on the floor, and the black is going to hit Ray.
Ray, go up. I'll be out in a second.
It's like a 10-foot drop, right?
Oh yeah, you can jump and grab it.
That's exactly what I'm going to do.
So go ahead and give me a vitality roll.
What the heck? That's 22.
Those are
So
good
22, yeah.
Apparently.
You basically jump, grab a side, and then just thrust yourself up and out with almost no problem.
As soon as I'm up, I get down on my chest and I put my arm down for Aiden to grab on.
All right, so Aiden, you are running. You are encumbered with the lantern in one hand. Assuming everything else has been shoved back in the pack.
Right.
You are going to have to leap, either run through the black moving mass or leap.
I'm leaping.
All right, so with your leap, I'm going to have you make an acrobatics if you have it, coordination if you don't, roll at -2.
Okay.
Ray, I'm going to have you give me a coordination roll at +1. Basically, you're going to prove that you're going to be available there to pull him up. He's got to catch you.
14.
14.
20.
20. All right. And so you make that leap. Ray, you catch him, swing him under, and then up and out, and you guys are out. From the light that you can see, anybody that's looking in, that black line is now spreading around where you are at.
And I'm going to say in Egyptian like this and start shoving down.
All right.
No.
Do I
No,
hear
wait.
hear Frankie shouting?
Yep.
I'll come around. I'll like slowly start walking.
Wait
Well,
for what?
everybody is out looking into the hole, and Aiden's saying, wait.
I'll wait. What?
So I am gonna pull out a canister of oil. Is there like some paper or like a not paper but cloth or something nearby or anybody?
There, you know that there is cloth around those two skeletons. There's not much, and it's not going to catch really easily.
There's your etching.
But there's certainly no cloth up here.
There's your
Really?
doctorate.
There's your doctorate I gave you.
I mean, everyone's wearing pants right now.
I'm not. I have a robe on. That's my secret. Okay, Michael, like that one.
I want to look at the Abrax and
Nope. Best and Raw?
that's right, Best and Raw. I'm gonna say, do we have any fuel or something burnable?
I would assume there'd be something back at the tent.
If I see any critters coming out, I'm closing this thing.
Okay.
I'm
Well, there's nothing coming out. They don't appear to
Because I
fly.
can see over it. It's 3
Right.
feet, right?
Well, I will tell you this. They start coming up the rope.
I'll come out. What's going on? Why is everyone in a whole
Bugs.
And by the way, rope burns.
Oh, would you find a few more of the scarab beetles? Or
Yeah, but I
something?
only got one of those.
I
A
have
few
more
is
rope.
a.
What's it tied? It's
There's a
tied
lot.
To calendar thing?
Currently,
You want
it's
some
he's
oil
on
to
into the
burn them?
ground over there.
I'm gonna shake it vigorously,
Okay,
and then I'm pulling it up real quick.
very good. So go ahead and give me a...
Just shaking vigorously.
Yeah, I'm going to go with a...
Shaking vigorously. I knew taking that would pay off.
I knew shaking vigorously would be a great skill. I'm gonna spend it. I'll spend one of my rerolls.
Just a rope shaking.
Next time I play a character in Deadlands, that's going to be one of my skills.
Rope shaking.
Coordination, 18.
All right.
You shake that rope so good.
So at 18, you're able to shake all the bugs that are on it off.
And I'm gonna shake that rope like a British nanny. Okay.
You know what you do? You just let a little slack go, and then you just twang down real hard, and they go wham.
And then you yank it up. So
Yeah.
the rope is now up. So you guys can see the floor is basically moving in black.
Can I close it now?
No.
Like the entirety of that room, or just like
No,
the
no, no,
little
just
pocket?
what you can see on the floor. You know that there's not that many beetles
Did
down
you
there.
see if there was anything behind that before you broke it,
Mailing got a better look.
Elaine?
There was not much. The entire back was moving. I'm assuming there was some space. If I were to estimate, though, it's small. Maybe, possibly 10 feet. It
How many-
looked to be a wall back there.
How many cubic feet of beetles do we see?
All right, so what... I'm all for answering that. What would Frankie use as a measuring stick?
Bust out the abacus.
He would use, I mean, probably the tile that's on, he's got his hands on.
Okay, so estimating that, estimating the lines that you saw, the movement that's down there, go ahead and give me an intellect
Okay.
All right, it's big brain time. Let's do this.
That's the numbers start flying past our head.
20!
20?
I'm
What?
real good at tile guessing.
So
She's a savant.
you
It's a beautiful
estimate,
mind.
based on the stones you have in front of there, you're guessing that there are probably 20 stones worth of beetles.
Too many to squish. I'm going to close it.
All right.
Well, if they're
And
not
I'm going to say the
climbing
Egyptians
up, I
like
don't see
this,
why we need
and
to
I'm
cl-
pushing
Did
again.
you say the dipshits?
No, the Egyptians.
Okay, thank you.
Frankie,
Wow.
Wait, before you do that.
Do you have anything that would work against bugs, Doctor?
We can open it again. I'm not even
Like a
stopping.
flame-
Frankie,
So you
hold
tell
on
them-
just a moment. If you don't listen,
Do you listen to Dr. Wright?
No.
Nope. All right. So
Frankie,
you,
come in.
Bess, and Rob will push on the stone. You're going to go ahead and you are going to give me a vitality roll. You're going to have
Doctor, I command you.
for a total of
the
plus
power
2.
of right.
Activate code Epsilon.
26.
26. All right. So the other thing I'm going to have you do is make a coordination roll.
Just wait till I have to use a self-destruct.
It's no problem throwing that stone back into place. It's does it lock in place or something else?
Do I add them
Nope.
again? So 19.
19. Yeah, so it locks back in place, and you can potentially like jump on it to push it in the last little bit, but you have it closed.
If I see a bug, I will, but otherwise.
You do not
Yeah.
see a bug. You do not see into the space. it locked partway down, but there's no hole.
So did you find anything down there
Lots of bugs.
other than the bugs?
Yes, I did, and I will show Dr. Wright what I wrote down.
So, what he shows you, go ahead and give me an intellect roll. You do not have the background that he has, and what you're seeing are, again, if you're used to seeing block letters and you see cursive for the first time, you might have a reasonable idea what an A is, but an S or a B? Be a little more than an S, but there are some, you know what I'm saying. So these are stylized. Go ahead and give me a roll.
God forbid they throw a Z in there. Jesus. That's a very specific cursive joke, by the way, everybody. You said intellect.
It checks out. These are squishy.
They are swishy. The Z's are weird. That's all I'm saying. Of all the things, why would
G's are the
they
worst.
could have zhuzhed it up a little.
It's looking at a G in cursive. You can probably know it's a G.
Yeah,
I disagree with you.
Really?
They
Okay.
look like weird square things.
Okay.
But a Z looked like somebody sneezed, made
Yeah.
a mistake. Like they were trying to go for a G, sneezed, made a mistake, and we're like Z.
Yeah, these are
This
flat
is a
out.
Z. Okay, I gotta be an 18.
So with an 18, you believe, looking at what Aiden has shown you, both of the rubbings and his crude writing, which was not fast, but
Wait, are
in
you trying to
some-
imply I can't write? What?
Well, but I'm a doctor. I can read chicken scratch.
Exactly.
I learned that in medical school.
You think a number of the symbols match symbols that you have in yours.
Well, good show. I believe we got to go back down there. Look, some of these match up, Aiden.
I'll take a look at them and compare them.
This one looks like that one, and that one is this
You
one.
more than he does, and you've seen the paper that he's got, right?
Right.
We've done
Yep.
the showing. With time, you think that potentially you could try and see how they match. Now, keep in mind, we're talking about letters. You guys have, 2 books that you grab from 2 different libraries. The number of times A and S appear together in a word that don't have anything to do with each other is often. So that's why you got to take the time to figure out what is being said there.
All right, we should probably head back to the camp so we can check on Zosser,
You guys have been
And,
down here maybe 2 hours, maybe that much.
and we can come up with an idea of how we're going to get rid of all those beetles.
But what about oil and fire?
I have a small refill for the lantern. Well, not small, but it's like...
Doctor, Mailing speaks to you. I think if you think about it, you'll know the answer. We can't possibly carry that much oil.
There's a silence. And I'm not even acknowledging her. And I'm gonna say, all right then. I guess to camp it is. Well, before Frankie closed it, I was gonna throw a little scop in there, see if it distracted them.
Oh,
Slap. But no
You were gonna
scop.
pour, slap, throw, scotch.
Yeah, I was gonna throw some scop in there. Maybe they'll go towards that. It'll take them some time, and they can be distracted.
Slap's flammable.
Slap is flammable. It's
Slap.
mostly
flammable?
alcohol.
Of course.
So do we walk back?
Yeah.
Okay. Again, it's not a tremendous distance, roughly 1,000 feet. Aiden, go ahead and give me a wits perception roll.
Oh yeah, where's Bess and Ross are with us, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
While we're going through the sands, can I dip my fingers in the sand and get some spikes?
20.
while I'm going?
What's the total?
20.
As you're coming back, the candle is out.
That is not good.
So back on the other side of it,
As I'm
Dr.
unconscious.
Wolfe,
Oh boy.
Boy.
when you come to, and that is the only way that you can describe it, as you start to come to, you are having an extreme difficulty focusing. You'll get a bit, and then you lose it, and it's actually less painful to keep your eyes shut. But you will hear Cal's voice as if through cotton. Dr. Wolfe, can you hear me?
I try to nod my head, but it's so stiff.
Oh, thank God. Marud, he's up. Let me look at him. And Marud, you can feel Marud's fingers. Again, it's as if he was grabbing through cotton, but you can feel Maroon's fingers take a hold of your head and squeeze on it. Not painfully so, but to give you full recognition of his hands are around your head. And there's a second thing, because again, your mind is always working. His 2 hands wrap your head.
Oh god. Yeah. And wait a minute. Now that's the thing where I'm thinking, it's like, wait a minute. I know his hands are big. Could they actually have fit my head, or has my head shrunk?
Well, the way you feel,
Yeah.
it's very possible it's shrunk. His hands come off. He said and you hear Maroon say, "He is very warm. You should get him out of the sun." And Cal says, "I think it's better if we go back to camp." Maroon says, "I'm uncertain. We should keep moving either way." Cal says, I don't know if he can ride." And then Cal says something in a language that you off in the distance realize it must be Egyptian, and that Cal is talking to Abrax. And Abrax comes back. It's not the language that's important, it's the sound of the voice. Abrax comes back very wound up.
Mm-hmm.
And Cal says, "I have to agree with Abrax. Let's go." And Marud says, "Do we leave his camel?" And Cal says, "I don't know what else to do. Maybe it'll follow? I don't know." And Marud says, "Fine." And then you feel yourself lifted, and you're all but floating. Go ahead and give me a will roll. Subtract 3 from the total.
I apparently rolled really well on that, but let me get my total here. That is an 18.
So with an 18, you feel ill. Not to the point of actually throwing up, but that nausea wave rolls over you once and then twice. As you're set onto something, you feel pressure in your chest and your stomach from the outside, not something from inside. And then you feel pressure on your back, and now you are moving. And it is definitely keeping that nausea wave in, out, in, out.
There's something wrong.
And so, as you're saying that, he does not hear it, and you ride this way. It is roughly 15 minutes. For the group in the tent, you guys are there. Zasser is fine. You've gone ahead and given him water. Are you planning on going back out? As far as the heat goes, you have roughly 2 more hours before it is going to be really legitimately impossible to be out in this. The candle has gone out, and you do have quite a bit of the rubbings and writings. Dr. Wright also has some information himself.
I think that's up to what you think.
Let me go over these with Dr. Wright in the next 2 hours, and I'll decide. We might need to get out of here.
All right. So as the two of you start
Frankie.
working on it, you guys will hear, everyone who's in the tent will hear at distance, roughly 20 minutes later, you guys will hear at distance, the camel hoofs hammering in. And they definitely sound like they are hammering. Does anyone look outside?
Yes,
I'm
absolutely.
positive
we're looking
they
outside.
assume they
All
have
right.
that handled.
So Ray and Raya, you will see Marud riding front camel, draped across the camel's, in front of him across the saddle is what it looks to be Dr. Wolfe.
Oh boy.
Behind him, and Marud will stop and lift Dr. Wolfe down from his saddle. Behind him, you are going to see Cal on a camel. You are going to see Abrax on a camel, and Abrax is pulling with him. Actually, take it the other direction. Abrax on the camel. The camel has the packs on it, which you know they did not leave with one of the pack camels. And dragging with him is another camel. When he pulls in, the other camel takes 2 steps and then looks very painfully like it just falls.
Okay, well that one's exhausted. Dr. Wright!
Yep, you get that holler from inside, and
This squiggly looks like that squiggly.
and Marud comes in and says, "Doctor, you need to look at him."
Look at who?
And you'll see he's holding Wolfe.
Oh, good God! What happened to the man now? Put him down. Put him
So
down.
he sets him down, and he starts taking off the bandages around him. He takes off the face mask, and he
Immediately.
looks worse Again.
I mean, immediately I can tell he's dehydrated. Right?
Absolutely
Okay, so
not a
I'll
shadow
take-
of a doubt dehydrated.
Oh, Rude, he needs some water. Do you have any on you, or can we get him some?
I do have some with me. We brought the other camel back, and we did at least secure some water from the spring.
Wonderful. May I have it, please? I'll reach out my hand.
Give me one moment.
Oh.
And he steps out in his back. I mean, quick.
And I'll
Cal comes in after him.
I'm gonna be talking to Wolfe. I'm gonna say, Wolfe, can you speak, my lad?
Something's wrong.
We're gonna get to that in a moment. I'll take out my stethoscope and start listening to his chest.
So he sounds like somebody who has been coughing for one reason or another for 2 or 3 solid hours. He has that bronchitis type sound to his breathing.
Have you been wearing a mask?
Hey, yeah,
Yeah, you have. Okay. So
that's even more
yeah.
concerning.
So you're handed the water by Maru.
So then I'll lift the mask off of him, tilt his
Mask
head
is
up,
already off.
and then start giving him some water. I'll say, drink slowly.
So go ahead and give me a willpower roll to not try and drain it. You're at -3.
I'm going to go up to Cal and Marood. What happened?
What do we have?
9.
Yeah, so he latches onto it and starts sucking at it, drawing it.
I mean, I'm going to let him have what he needs, as long as he's not choking. If he starts-
Oh, well, if you just let him, that is not the doctory thing to do. But if you just let him go, you would stop him. You
Okay,
would
then
let
I'll,
him.
I'll stop him.
All right.
I mean,
Go
he's
ahead and
not
give me a
controlled.
medicine roll.
Nah, you know, he can actually choke. That's fine.
Uh-huh.
No, I don't actually hate Dr. Wolf.
I know.
No, he just loathes Dr. Wolfe. He needs him to survive for the ultimate revenge.
That's true. I need a rival, and you're the closest one I got.
You will not die, for I shall kill you.
What?
That is my last reroll. Okay.
You will live, so I may kill you later.
Yep, exactly.
Um,
Remember how I said I would say
oh wait, I
last?
get one for your reroll from that.
Yeah.
Good. Oh boy, dice don't want you to live, my dude. No, that's 16. That's not-
Oh, 16 is fine. Yeah, you yank it from him as he fights you with it, but
No.
he does not have, even with his newfound strength, he does not have the strength to stop you. So you're able to pull him back, and you'll start leaking him water over time. So Cal asks you, Ryan, to step outside, and Marood stays in there, and Marood is right there with you guys. He is watching over him.
I'll step out with Cal.
And Cal says, I have only seen lions 3 times in my life outside of the number of different zoos that I've been through. Today was one of those times. Marood came riding back in. If I understand it, he was chased. The lions had come across the scent of the 2 camels we were missing. I don't even know how Marood knew that the camels were out there. He was able to get the pack animal. We've got our supplies back. But the lions chased him up and out. I don't know much about animals. It was very interesting. They took the one camel down. We were able to get Abrax off of the camel and out of there. They seem to be more focused on destroying the camel. 2 of the lions, I think, well, they looked like lions. 2 of the lions continued chasing and struck the one that Dr. Wolfe was on. And something was happening already. I don't know if he's allergic to something, or I'm uncertain. You've seen him. He is in terrible shape. He really shouldn't be out here. But something is very wrong with him. Marood grabbed him from where he fell, and actually, Ryan, I apologize. I really need to look at the camel if you'd like to join me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Inside. So you've got him, you've given him water. He appears to be breathing slightly, and I mean just slightly better. Now that you're getting a couple of moments to think, he sounds like he's breathing the same way as the Bedouins from the first camp that you brought into the cistern.
Okay, we have something flammable now.
Dr. What?
I like the way this is going. Let's work this flat out.
Well, Dr. Wright. Looks like it's come full circle.
This is
You thought you could escape this? You thought you could leave those people to die? Well, here I am to haunt you.
You won't win this time, Lord! I refuse.
Dr. Wolfe,
You know
Go
what?
ahead.
Stay 6 feet away, Michael.
go ahead and give me the roll to maintain.
Oh, good
You're
God.
subtracting 1.
Subtracting one.
Typhoid werewolf.
Typhoid throbbing.
Actually, the way he's described, he sounds like one of the death dogs in Skyrim.
Thank God. Sorry, give me a sec.
Just all nasty skin and like.
That is 15, which is just enough to beat it by 2.
Nurgle.
All right, so
Yeah.
you have control currently.
For now.
You are feeling that the normal things that rush over you, that pounding in your ears, the heat that starts to flow around your body, it keeps welling up. This is the second time in a few hours where this has hit you. You have the caged animal feel, not necessarily because of people around you, but because you have lost control of where you're at. Dr. Wright, go ahead. Is there actually there is. Give me a psychology roll. So as you head over Raya with Cal, as you come there, Cal's looking at the camel. You look at the camel, having no real knowledge of them, but having knowledge of horses. This camel is going to be dead. You're confident of that. What you see are large tears in the back haunches. It could be a lion. I mean, I don't know that you've seen anything other than when you've traveled to the zoo with the Greylings. I don't know that you've ever seen lions. In India, do you envision when you were growing up that there would have been a zoo that you would have been in? Would they have kept one?
Well, growing up, my father was a noble, so possibly maybe had a menagerie of some kind.
Okay. So maybe you've seen lions once or twice. My guess is you would not have seen them attack.
I'm sure I heard stories about tigers.
Yes, of course. And looking at this camel, you don't want to ever fight a lion. It's terrible. Cal will come in and find Aiden. You're still pouring over the stuff and ask, Aiden, do you know how to butcher a camel?
You do now.
I do.
I believe that the party needs your services at this time.
All right.
And as you walk out with Cal, you can see that the camel is in bad shape. So I'm going to assume through, I think it's called Wastelander, but I'm going to assume through that you do have some understanding.
Survival, so I figured I
Yeah.
know how to kill and butcher something.
So go ahead and give me, is survival an actual skill? It
Yeah.
is. Go ahead and give me a survival roll.
Yeah, Wastelander really doesn't have a mechanic.
No, I get it, but I'm just thinking in terms of it. Survival's a great one. So before you roll, let me tell you what you're dealing with. If you roll an 11 or higher, the 11 or higher is going to get you 30% of the meat that you could normally use.
Okay.
At a 14, we will be at 40%. At a 16 or higher, 50% of the meat will be garnered. Go ahead and give me that roll. And then tell me where you'd like to stop when we're all done.
Yeah, I'm going to spend another one of my re-rolls. I got 12.
All right. So you will have
Unless you
approximately
guys
30% of the meat. So on the positive side of things, tonight you guys will actually be eating real meat.
We probably shouldn't eat the area around the claws. It could be lamias. Lamia's claws are poisoned.
All right, so
What is
here-
a lamia?
Yeah, there's where I'm going to go. First question before we answer that: do any of the characters at the table believe that lamias are something they would know anything about? Raya has the greatest chance because of her history. Does anyone envision that they know about them? This includes you, Ray. It's your choice.
Did Grayling talk right ear off about them? If
No,
not, then
no.
Again, we're talking in the range of about like 2-3 weeks ago. I didn't believe anything
All right.
existed. So I'm like,
Frankie,
lamia, that's a word I know.
do you envision that you would have been aware of? I believe it is India, Indonesia, most of the Arabic countries, the lamia,
And Greek.
and Greece.
Yeah.
I believe that I would have been sitting at a bar with some other undertaker, and he may have told me some story that I wrote off immediately.
All right, so no.
No.
And they come in two descriptions. One is like they're like centaurs. The top half is female, and the bottom half's a lion. And then there's stories where it's just the face is a female face, and the whole thing's a lion.
Which would make it the Sphinx.
Yeah, pretty
All right.
much.
So, Raya, do you envision that you would know anything about lamias?
I'd probably heard stories.
Historical or theoretically real? Meaning, do you think you would have heard something suggesting that they exist, or do you think you would have heard basically the mythology?
Probably the mythology.
Very good. All right. So most everybody is going to discount it as far as what he said. But again, chances are you probably wouldn't eat that area anyway. We're going to spend an hour cutting the camel up, setting it, dressing it, and then you guys are going to be in cooking it as you stay inside the tent.
I let Aiden and Cal know we should bury the carcass so as not to attract any predators.
I actually might have a stupid idea.
I like the way you think.
Let's cook Dr.
We now have a camel carcass, and we have a horde of beetles that likes to eat meat.
Yep. We get, Doctor, do you have a poison?
Well, I mean, I have several. Several things that could be poisonous, if given enough. I mean, enough laudanum will poison somebody.
Does the same stuff that poisons humans poison bugs?
Well, Frankie, unfortunately, I'm not a bug doctor, but...
Melee will ask.
That'll be my next character.
I do have to ask, Aiden, what is the purpose of, let's say you're able to poison everything down there, what are you thinking?
There may be something of value in that area behind the...
When you say value, I have to ask. I am not trying to talk you out of it. I'm simply asking. Are you talking about...
I kind of feel like you are, though.
Well, no, I am throwing a wrench, nothing more. If you could dodge a wrench. My question would be this. Are we talking something of value intrinsically? Are we tomb robbing? Or are you talking about something that will benefit Dr. Wright's search?
No tomb robbing at all. But it could benefit his search. Okay. It could also potentially benefit us. But somebody put that trap there to prevent someone, in theory, going to that area behind there.
What do you mean trap?
I was thinking the same thing. That those can't be 3,000 years old, can they?
They have to eat something, right? I guess they could eat each other. But
they're carnivorous, they could eat other bugs.
Trap implies there's a way to get through the door.
Years?
They could also hibernate. I mean, I haven't done a very in-depth study about that.
Do the Shadem technically have to eat? They walk around for however long they walk around.
And at that point, you'll see Mei Ling kind of raise up, and Billings kind of, Shadem, Mei Ling says, you're thinking that they are animate beetles?
As much as crazy things we've seen around in this desert recently, and,
I guess.
you know...
But as everyone looks at Dr. Wolfe,
would it be really that far-fetched to think that either these are animate beetles, things that are simply driven to eat, as we've seen in that cave and here?
I see you're thinking, do animates die from poison?
No. You have to get him through the brain pan.
Well, we can throw the carcass down there still as a...
It would be a way to get rid of the carcass.
Why do you think it's... But going back to the previous point, a trap implies there's a way to get around it successfully.
Well, there might have been other, smashing the thing open may have not been the
Opening
best.
it carefully wouldn't have made there not be scarab beetles.
Do you know that for sure?
Yeah.
Someone roll me a bluff.
Oh, I am sure.
That is certainly one theory.
So we throw the carcass down there, and then someone's gonna go over to the closet and see if something's special inside.
That would be the idea.
I mean, we poison the carcass, it doesn't kill the beetles. Hey, now we know that beetles can be animates. That's an interesting fact.
We do, though, have a somewhat larger problem.
Oh.
The candle went out.
And we'll end right there.
But we never got to know what the psychology role was.
Thank you for listening to another NCRP Productions podcast. To stay on top of everything we're doing, you can follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and like us on Facebook, all at NCRP Productions. You can show your support and help us continue to produce content by joining our Patreon. We offer additional podcasts like our B-sides and have GM materials, maps, and other fun things you can discover over time. You can find our podcasts on YouTube, Anchor, Spotify, Apple, Google, and many other fine podcast sites. Just look for us at NCRP Productions. We value your thoughts, so please don't hesitate to leave us feedback or comments. And if you would like to contact us directly, you can email us at ncrpproductions@gmail.com.